Hello dear viewers, welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to take a look at one of the most controversial and important events in history, the establishment of the State of Israel from its founding to the present day. The story of the founding of Israel actually goes back thousands of years. The history of the Jews dates back to the 2nd millennium BC. This region, known as the Holy Land, was a religious and cultural center for the Jews. The first Jewish state was founded around 1000 BC by King David and his son King Solomon. After Solomon's death, the kingdom was divided in two and over time was occupied by various civilizations such as Assyria, Babylon, Persia and the Romans. By the late 19th century, growing anti-Semitism and Jewish pogroms in Europe encouraged many Jews to emigrate to Palestine. This migration movement was part of the political movement known as Zionism. Zionism advocated the idea of an independent state for Jews. During this period, Zionist leaders such as Theodor Herzl made great efforts to promote the idea of a Jewish state in the international community. During the First World War, with the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, the Palestinian territories came under British control. In 1917, British Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour issued the Balfour Declaration. This declaration supported the establishment of a Jewish state in Palestine. However, this caused a huge backlash among the Arab population in the region. The Arabs felt that this declaration violated their territorial rights and began to resist the British administration. Between 1920 and 1948, Palestine remained under the British mandate. During this period, Jewish immigration accelerated and Jewish settlers began to establish their own communities. However, this wave of immigration led to growing tensions between the Arab community and the Jews. Between 1929 and 1936 to 1939, large-scale Arab revolts broke out. The British found it difficult to suppress these riots and in 1939 issued a document known as the White Paper. This document called for limiting Jewish immigration and granting more rights to Arabs. During the Second World War, the genocide perpetrated by the Nazis against the Jews in Europe caused a worldwide outcry. The Holocaust claimed the lives of 6 million Jews. The tragedy galvanized world public support for the creation of a Jewish state. In the aftermath of the war, the need for a safe haven for Jewish survivors became even more acute. In 1947, the United Nations presented a plan to partition Palestine between Arabs and Jews. The Jews accepted this plan, but the Arabs rejected it. On May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared the creation of the State of Israel. The next day, Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon and Iraq declared war on Israel. This was the beginning of the Arab-Israeli War. As a result of the war, Israel expanded its territory and more than 700,000 Palestinians became refugees. Israel's early years were marked by massive immigration. Hundreds of thousands of Jews from Europe, the Middle East and North Africa immigrated to Israel. These immigrations rapidly changed Israel's demographics and shaped the country's economy. The Israeli government made great efforts to provide housing, jobs and education for the new immigrants. At the same time, border conflicts and tensions with Arab countries continued. In 1967, the Six-Day War broke out between Israel and neighboring Arab countries. Israel won a major victory in this war, capturing East Jerusalem, the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, the Golan Heights and the Sinai Peninsula. These territories became the main source of conflict between Israel and the Palestinians. Israel annexed East Jerusalem and declared Jerusalem its capital. However, this was not widely recognized by the international community. In 1973, Egypt and Syria attacked Israel on Yom Kippur. This war eventually ended in a ceasefire, although Israel suffered huge casualties. This war changed the balance in the Middle East and eventually led to the signing of the Camp David Accords between Israel and Egypt in 1979. This was the first peace agreement between the Arab world and Israel returned the occupied Sinai Peninsula to Egypt. In 1982, Israel entered Lebanon and attacked the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, bases in Lebanon. This war led to a prolonged Israeli military presence in Lebanon and affected the political balance in the country. In 1987, the First Intifada, uprising, broke out in the Palestinian territories. This uprising was a large-scale Palestinian resistance against the Israeli occupation. In the 1990s, peace talks between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, began. The 1993 Oslo Accords laid the foundations for a two-state solution. The agreement granted the Palestinians autonomy in the West Bank and Gaza and provided for mutual recognition. However, setbacks in the implementation of the agreement and continued violence have complicated the peace process. In 2000, the Second Intifada erupted. This uprising began as a reaction to the loss of confidence in the earlier peace process and against Israeli settlement policies in the West Bank. The violence resulted in massive casualties on both the Israeli and Palestinian sides. In 2005, Israel withdrew from the Gaza Strip, but the fighting in the area did not end. Hamas took control of Gaza, further increasing tensions between Israel and Gaza. Today, Israel is a modern, developed country. It is one of the world leaders in technology, medicine and science. However, conflicts with the Palestinians and political tensions in the region persist. Israeli security concerns and Palestinian demands for independence make it difficult to achieve peace in the Middle East. Israel also faces Iran's nuclear program and other security threats in the region. Despite this, Israel is taking important steps towards normalizing diplomatic relations with many Arab countries. Peace talks between Israel and Palestine have been ongoing for years, but a lasting solution has yet to be achieved. In the 2010s, peace talks were revived under U.S. mediation. However, Israel's settlement policies in the West Bank and internal Palestinian divisions have hampered the process. While the Palestinian Authority retains control in the West Bank, Hamas continues to dominate the Gaza Strip. This prevents a unified Palestinian position in the peace talks. In 2020, normalization agreements were signed between Israel and a number of Arab countries. These agreements led to the establishment of diplomatic relations between Israel and countries such as the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Sudan and Morocco. This process, known as the Abraham Accords, marked the beginning of a new diplomatic era in the Middle East. These developments partially reduced Israel's isolation in the region and created new expectations for a solution to the Palestinian conflict. In recent years, the conflict between Israel and Hamas has intensified again. In 2021, fighting erupted in Gaza, killing hundreds of civilians and injuring thousands. Israel launched airstrikes on Gaza in response to Hamas rocket attacks. These conflicts once again drew the attention of the international community to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and calls for the revival of the peace process. Israel's domestic politics is also complex and dynamic. Different political parties and coalitions play an important role in shaping the government. In recent years, Benjamin Netanyahu's long term as prime minister came to an end and was replaced by a new coalition government with Naftali Bennett and Yair Lapid alternating as prime ministers. The coexistence of Jewish, Arab, Druze and other ethnic groups in Israeli society adds to the richness and complexity of social dynamics. Israel has achieved great technological and economic success in recent years. Known as Startup Nation, Israel is home to many innovative technology companies around the world. It is a leader especially in cybersecurity, biotechnology, and agricultural technologies. In addition, Israel's advanced technologies and water management solutions in the agricultural sector set an example for the world. Israel's future will be shaped by both internal and external dynamics. A lasting peace agreement with the Palestinians is critical for the stability and prosperity of the region. At the same time, Israel's further normalization of regional relations can contribute to the peace process in the Middle East. Israel's democratic structure, technological innovations and strong economy will continue to make it a regional power in the future. So, dear viewers, we have looked at Israel's journey from its founding to the present day. Understanding this important slice of history can help us better understand current events. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Bye.